Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for Coffee Talk. It is Friday, January 14th. Kind of a chilly January 14th, and I guess it's going to be colder tomorrow, they say. So, bundle up, put on your hoodies and your parkas. It's 58 degrees in Florida, so you know what that means. Boots with the fur, parkas, dress warm. You don't want anybody to get hypothermia at 60 degrees. So a little cold spell coming, so enjoy it while it lasts. We don't get these very often. I was thrilled this morning, to be honest, when it was a little chilly. I love it. So again, thank you for joining me for Coffee Talk. I'm going to start right off on something I didn't go over last week because I hadn't quite closed I hadn't seen the paperwork at the time of Coffee Talk. Tina Levenger closed her deal at 6220 Dawson Street. This one is, again, congratulations.
Yay!
Yay. This was an especially interesting deal because within the period of 1 year, her buyers bought the property through Tina for $421,000, I believe. And in when did we take the offer? November of this year, they accepted an offer on the property for $575,000. This is a testament to what's going on with the pricing for particularly multiple. This was a fourplex, or whatever you want to call it. It's a building with 4 rental units in it. Properties like this are becoming quite scarce, and Tina was able to help navigate a deal for her buyers to unload this one at a substantial profit within a 1 year period of time.
$245,000.
How much?
They made $245,000.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Tina.
Huge pile of money they made on this thing.
And we're going to buy another property maybe today.
Which they are going to be reinvesting, and Tina will be handling all the transactions. So again, great work, Tina. Very happy for you on getting this one all handled. And I know you'll be able to get the stuff at Polk Street lined up and put together without any issues. So again, great work. I'm going to jump right in. I watched, I don't know if anybody got a chance to watch it. On Wednesday, Exit had their 30 Minutes to Greatness, and it was about omnipresent marketing. This was a fantastic webinar. If you didn't catch it, go back and watch it. You can always watch Exit's webinars after the fact. They're in their webinar library that you can get to either through your Realty Connect app on your phone or through the Resource Center on your computer. If you don't know how to do this, ask me. I'll show you. It's super easy. And what's great about this, especially with it on your phone, is you can be waiting somewhere and pop one of these things up on your phone and sit and watch that instead of watching, cats playing the piano and people wiping out on their bikes and, the other things that people watch on Instagram. You watch one of these things and it's valuable. This one I found to be particularly valuable. It was a real broad discussion of marketing. And then it narrows the discussion right down to you and for you to be effective. And it starts off by talking about, why does McDonald's advertise? Everybody knows who McDonald's is. Everybody sees them everywhere. Last year, McDonald's spent $1.2 billion in advertising. Why do they do that? Everyone knows who they are. Well, they know if they stop doing it, people will sort of forget who they are. So by staying in their face, by being omnipresent, as the name of the webinar implies, really is the goal for every person who is in a marketing business. We're in a business where we sell real estate services and help people get what they want as far as homes or selling their homes and the ability to move on. We need to be presenting this through our marketing literally constantly and through every possible source that we have. If you don't have a lot of money to do it, great, take advantage of the free ones. If you have a little bit of money in it, there's a way to really effectively use that to market yourself and become the known person, the top of mind real estate agent to your sphere and to people outside your sphere. This is our goal. So this is what that webinar was all about. It was a fantastic webinar. Again, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go back and check it out. Now, later this week, Exit International is going to be putting on their Building Residual Income webinar. This is going to be on Thursday from noon to 1. They do this every month. Again, we talk about sponsorship and building a passive income business while you're working here. And this is a unique opportunity. Excuse me, let me get a drink of coffee.
Zoom unexpectedly quick. I couldn't get it.
But this is a unique opportunity that we all have. So where we can set up our own passive income businesses. And it's not a difficult thing to do. So jump in on one of these building residual income webinars with Janice. She's an expert at it, and she just talks about the way she's worked to make relationships that can bring agents into the company and benefit each of you for bringing those agents to us. Again, the opportunity that we have here is unique to Exit, and we should all be really doing our best to take advantage of it. Because really, if you can get a few people who come in and they like our operation and they produce, it's really a beneficial thing for everyone. And, you know, you should be trying to take advantage of that. If you have more questions about that, obviously come to me, or like I said, you can always jump in on any of these webinars and I can show you more ways that you can use our tools to stay in contact with people to try and bring new agents on as well. We do have our, I've been generating a number of leads in here. And now I want everyone to know that within our Chime system, we have what's called a lead pond. And I believe everyone on this call is signed up for the lead pond. So if you're in Chime, when you're looking at your list of leads, contacts, at the top, you'll see a link that says lead pond. You can click on this. Now in there are the leads. This is where I put the rental leads. We get rental leads in here every day of varying quality. So what I recommend is if you want to go in and grab a few of them, what you do is you click on lead pond, you select the leads and you change them to your lead, where you basically just assign it from unassigned to whatever your name is. Now they become your leads, and work them and make something happen with them. They're good leads in there. I expect people will get in and check those out and use them, but make sure you pull those into your lead, into your leads instead of leaving them in as a unassigned lead. The problem is if you work it as an unassigned lead, another agent can go in there and they start working it. It creates confusion. So the step is move it out of unassigned leads into yours and then work it, call them, text them, find out what they need, get them a property and get it closed. We also are starting to work out our new leads program where we are have buyer leads coming in. This is a program you would need to sign up for. These buyer leads do go out at a higher split. So but again, if you're not doing a lot of business, what a great opportunity to get more leads and see if you can get something under contract. So talk to me about that.
Is that going to be Op City?
Op City is a completely separate lead gen source. And Op City is available to everyone. Now, Op City charges 30 to 35% for their
At
referral
closing,
fee.
right?
Yeah, at
Isn't
closing.
that at closing? Okay.
That's at closing, Tina. Yes. So the 30 to 35%, it's, you know, these are good leads, but they come at a premium. So,
Okay.
you know, we're buying leads and we have them available. They come at a premium too, but it's 10 to 20% depending on the lead. And so we have these available.
Okay.
So make sure to talk to me about those.
Are you
if
going to
you're
put
not
those
getting
in
enough
Chime?
business. I'm sorry, John?
Are those going to be in Chime?
Yes. Now those will, as you work with me, those will come in and go directly to you. Those aren't going through the lead pond. The buyer leads will go directly to the agents that are signed up for those zip codes. And the way that we're working it is, and again, I'm working through this and we're getting close, but to say, I want to work these
Yeah,
zip
no, because I'm
codes.
looking at it now. Like, so like if I'd be in people, it would be different. It wouldn't be in the lead. Okay.
Correct. So as those leads come in, they will go directly into your Chime as your lead, and the Chime will notify you on your phone or however you
Gotcha.
have your notifications set up. So those will come in a much more rapid fashion than, like I said, the rental leads that all go into the lead pond, but those are
Right.
also available.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make note of that. Make sure everyone knew that these things are available to you. We have these tools and these opportunities. Take advantage of them. Talk to me. I've got these things for you. So just let me know. All right. So I want to get into my discussion today about home affordability. And again, there's news stories coming up now about what's going on with affordability. And so we'll start right out with this terrifying news story that said affordability has sank to its lowest level since 2008. Higher mortgage rates and record year-over-year nominal house price growth triggered a nearly 20% jump in the RHPI, which is the home affordability price index, I think. It's the price index for affordability. The soaring nominal house prices and uptick in mortgage rates swamped any affordability gains from the 3.6% yearly increase in household income. So this might sound a little scary. Hey, the index for house affordability jumped 20%. So, wow, that sounds scary. And it really just, even though incomes have gone up on average 3.6%, the other factors involved with purchasing a home, home prices and interest rates have offset that 3.6 more greatly than it has in the past. Did I say that correctly? But more than it has in the past. So now this scary headline that comes to us, a scary news story from First American's chief economist. Let's put some perspective around this. The lowest level since 2008. So now let's look at what affordability looks like on a chart for the last, this goes all the way back to 1990. And again, housing affordability is an index. It's based on three primary factors: income, interest rates, and home prices, and the variations between the three. So when you're looking at this chart, you can see in the years from 2009 through 2015, the index was very high. The affordability was very affordable. The problem is hard to get a mortgage, but affordability was there during those periods of time. So the higher the bar is in this chart, the more affordable homes are. And we've seen that change over time. And last year, 2020, they were saying with the low interest rates and the fact that prices were starting to rise, it really hadn't affected home affordability. Where now, as we're looking at it for 2021 today, it has dropped from last year. But now let's look all the way back to 1990. It's still better than any year from 2009 or 2008 and back. So we're still in an affordable market. So let me explain it a little differently. This comes from the chief product officer at Atom. The average wage earner can still afford the typical home across the US, but the financial comfort zone continues shrinking as home prices keep soaring and mortgage rates tick up. So now when we're looking at, let's look at it from a mortgage standpoint. Mortgage lenders prefer that your house payment, your principal and interest, is 28% of your income or less. So if you're looking at Q4 of 2020, they were saying on average 21.5% of a person's income was going towards their payment. As we were getting into the second and third quarters, we saw that percentage ticking up to 24 and 25% of a person's income to go to their home payments. So when you look at it, it's not crazy. It has gone up. So I think the message that we want to be taking to all of our customers is compared to a year ago, homes are less affordable, but they are far from unaffordable. They still are quite affordable. And now let's look at affordable and put it into some context. I'm buying a home and it's not as cheap as it was a year ago. And, I guess I'm okay with that. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll just rent. You know what? Heck with the buying a home. I'll just rent. So owning a home more affordable than renting in 58% of counties nationwide. The median home price is more affordable than the average rent on a 3-bedroom property. This means home ownership expenses consume a smaller portion of the average local wages than renting. Home ownership is more affordable in the country as it was in 2021, following another year when the benefits of rising wages and super low interest rates counteracted the effects of home prices spiking. So, keep looking at what's going on with renting. Home ownership still remains way more affordable than renting because it takes up a smaller portion of their pay. What's happened with rent over the last, the near term? So if we look at it back to 2010, For a period of nearly 10 years, rent increases were averaging between 2 and 4%. And then that changed in 2020. So from 2020 through 2021, we've seen it triple in attached homes and quadruple in detached homes. So if you've got a single family home that you'd like to put out for rent, your rent can get up to 10 to 15% more than it did 2 years ago. That's how fast these rates are going up. So again, I might not like the fact that a house price has gone up a little bit and the interest rates have gone up slightly, but I'm really not going to like the fact that my rent just went up 10% or more from year over year. So you've always got to put it into the context of what are we comparing it to? If you're saying, I don't like the fact that house prices went up, I'm just going to compare it with last year. Well, yeah, it has. But if you're now going to compare it with, so then where are you going to live? If you're not going to buy, where are you going to live? Well, I guess I'll just rent. Well, do you know what's going on with rents? Again, this is a strong message to continue to take to our customers. Single family rent growth hit its 6th consecutive record high. Annual rent growth was more than 3 times that of a year earlier. Rent growth should continue to be robust in the near term, especially as the labor markets continue to improve. So again, the forecast is not that rents are going to stop increasing at such a fast rate. They probably will continue to increase for the near term. So again, this should be I don't know any other reason why someone would want to continue to rent if they have the opportunity to buy. And this is the message that we need to continue to get out to them. People get disgruntled. They look at properties and, oh, the prices keep getting higher and interest rates just ticked up. And what am I going to do? Well, again, let's compare it back to what's going on in rent. It's still better to keep looking and find that house and get somebody moved into it. So that is my message from what's going on with home affordability. I want to talk a little bit about interest rates. I've been comparing interest rates as I always do. These are the lowest advertised rates on bankrate.com with 0 points, 20% down, 740 credit score. 30-year mortgage is currently at 3.249. 15-year mortgage is at 2.490. Comparing this with last week, the 30-year is flat and the 15-year is up. What is that? 1/8 of a point. So up slightly from 2.374. So the interest rates are starting to slightly tick up. I think as we see Omicron starting to subside, the economy continuing to sort of pick back up and get going again, that interest rates are not going to continue to move downwards. Likely they will move up. But again, this is something I've reported previously in numerous times. So you may already know this from our conversations. But again, rising interest rates make a great opportunity to buy your home. Take advantage of it before the rates go up more. So again, messages to be getting across to our customers. Homes are still affordable, while not as affordable as they were a year ago. And rent sucks. Rent is ridiculous, is getting more expensive, and it's outpacing the price increases in purchases. And again, that's the message. All right. So going on this week, I want to mention a couple things. The RAPB has a let's see, Wednesday, the 19th from 9 to noon, they have their Florida Affordable Housing Solutions webinar. Again, this is a 3 CE class, so you can get credits for it. And again, as things get more competitive and more challenging for the lower priced market, here's an opportunity to glean some new ideas of how to go after this business and really make more of it. Also on Wednesday from 11 to 12, they have their Going Global webinar, helping you learn how to attract international buyers. Again, we're in South Florida. We're in the most international market in the United States. We have more international investment in this area than any place in the country. This is a great opportunity to learn more and figure out learn ways to drive more international business to you. Also, the RAPB on Thursday, on the 20th, from 1 to 2, will be holding their webinar, Condo Transactions After Surfside. So again, we've been dealing with issues related to condos. Condos are always a little more complicated. Well, here's a webinar where you can learn the ins and outs of what's going on now, in addition to everything we had before. Now, since Surfside, what are the things they've learned from it, and how can we apply this to our business? And what are things we should be looking for if we're looking to do a transaction in any sort of high rises? So again, a fantastic webinar to join in. This is just a sampling of the webinars available from the RAPB. Log into your My Realtor Dash, click on the calendar button over on the right-hand side, and it'll take you to their whole list of classes and webinars. Some are in person, a lot of them are available by webinar. So again, I appreciate you taking the time and go check those out. You'll find things of value there. And I mentioned it earlier, Exit International on Thursday from noon to 1 will be having their Building Residual Income webinar with Janice Petaway. She's the expert. I will tell you, I watch this and I tend to pick up a new thing about every time I watch it. They do run this monthly and I highly recommend it. So get in there and check that out. The office will be open next week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, as usual. If you need me for anything, please feel free to reach out via phone, text, email, or just stop in at the office and say hello. Grab a cup of coffee. Coffee's always hot. So, and then lastly, don't forget to join me here next Friday for Coffee Talk at 9 a.m., where I hope to answer the questions that you're going to get asked out in the world of real estate. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.